Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Banao Bharat's Trading for Living Tuesday Fin Nifty expiry live session. Well, we have started off on the negative note today in the morning. You can see here, this is the chart of Nifty. Opens at around 18,700 and currently trading at 18,610. A very clear downward movement is visible today in the markets on the back of lower high that it has made yesterday. We all know, and we have discussed yesterday also, how last week's opening gap up high, which is at around 18,742, will be the next big critical level for all the traders, either on intraday basis or on positional basis. And in terms of Bank Nifty, the level is 44,525. In fact, Nifty yesterday tried one attempt at crossing over, but it has failed. Yesterday's high stands at 18,729, below 18,742 by about 13 points. And today we can see here, after having failed to conquer last week's high, it has not wasted much time, and since morning it has been continuously on the downward trend. Yesterday itself, it is for the large part of the day it was in the kind of sideways movement, but towards the end there was one red candle at around 3 to 3:15 wherein we could see some sell off, and the last candle was slightly green, but overall there was signs 18,729 will again become another resistance point. So in continuation with yesterday's late downfall, it was not a big downfall but late exhaustion. We can see here since morning Nifty from the highs of 18,700 has now collapsed to 18,600 levels, currently trading at 18,610. So this is with respect to the Nifty chart. Coming to Bank Nifty, it is no different. Yesterday high 44,411, below 44,525 of last week's high, and by the end of the day yesterday there were clearly the red candles that were being formed towards the close. In fact, from 2:30 itself we could see there were red candles that were getting formed in Bank Nifty, and compared to the way it has fallen yesterday, today's fall is not that very severe, I would say, because Bank Nifty is currently trading at 80 points minus in the futures chart and at around 26 points on the spot. On the futures it is about minus 0.18%, but coming to the Nifty futures it is about 86 points more than Bank Nifty futures. So Nifty futures trading 86 points lower on the futures and 55 points lower on the spot, but whereas Bank Nifty is 25 points minus on the spot and about 75 points negative on the futures. On the whole, between Nifty and Bank Nifty, we can clearly say Nifty is much weaker today compared to Bank Nifty, maybe because it had not fallen enough yesterday itself, but compared to the yesterday's fall in Bank Nifty, today's follow-up action is little less. Today being Tuesday, we would also go through the Fin Nifty chart once again. Fin Nifty is also in uptrend, has made a high of 19,583 yesterday, and yesterday itself it had shown some signs of reversal pattern, and you could see by the end of the day it had closed at around 19,530 from the highs of 19,583. For the large part, Fin Nifty also yesterday was in sideways movement, but post lunch session after 2 o'clock all three indexes were started its downward journey, and today morning Fin Nifty opens at around 19,538 and currently trading at 19,480 levels. So all the three indexes had shown some amount of exhaustion yesterday evening, and they are continuing their downtrend today in the morning. That is the overall theme that is going on today in the markets. In fact, where are the next entry levels? Not much entry levels, because the buy levels are little far off now, and this week has begun with a lower high, so we have to wait and watch for how 18,782 will be taken out or not. 742, sorry, whether 18,742 will be taken or not. Bank Nifty 44,525 will be taken or not, and Fin Nifty's last week high was, let me just go to the 2 hours chart so that we'll know the last week high also. Yeah, around 19,625. Today it is trading at 19,480 levels, and it is also still far off from 19,625. So because this week we are beginning with a lower high, definitely, like, we have to wait for the new levels to get formed on the lower side for us to go short, or for us to take out last week's high, so that we can say comfortably, yes, we are again back in the upward movement. Not that we are bearish, not that the trend is down. The trend is very much still on the higher side. Each time this after the lows of, like, March, around March 15th or 16th, we saw the bottom of 16,866. From there on, there has been very sharp pullback towards the end of March and whole of April, kind of slightly choppy movement in the month of May, but still May also ended on the higher note. So the trend is very much established on the long side. Whether you see on the intraday chart, or whether you see on a higher time frame, maybe 1 hour time frame, 2 hours time frame, or on a daily chart, all the charts, the trend is very much on the higher side. So the first visible trend signs should be visible on the intraday charts itself, and unfortunately even on the intraday charts, the levels are little far off because of the gaps. In fact, last Monday also we saw a gap opening, so the levels automatically, like, remains at the lower level. As we in the trend following system, some people might devise it like, trailing trend. As the market goes higher, the trends reversal levels keeps improving for them, but in my case I have slightly devised it slightly differently. In that case, whenever there is such gaps, my reversal levels will not move higher, it will remain there until new levels gets formed. So in my system, sometimes we have to wait longer for the entries, but then that is okay, because the less we trade and we trade higher probability, that is always better than trading more frequently with lower probabilities. That will add to lot of, like, corrections and adjustments, and more of, like, managing of the positions. So it is better we find mechanisms where we have to manage less and sit on a slightly higher probable trades compared to others. That is always better. So that is with respect to today's Nifty, Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty. Well, we have one very important announcement today from the National Stock Exchange. National Stock Exchange has decided for shifting of weekly Bank Nifty expiry from the current Thursday to Friday. Well, we all know, like, recently Bombay Stock Exchange came with 2 contracts on the derivative segment. One was, like, Sensex and BankX, both came with weekly expiry, and Bombay Stock Exchange has introduced these 2 weekly expiry contracts on Fridays. For last 2-3 weeks, there was some interest being developed in these 2 contracts on Fridays. We all know, like, there are already expiry contracts, weekly expiry contracts available on Tuesday by NSE for Fin Nifty, on Wednesday by NSE for mid cap index, and on Thursday we all know, like, both Nifty and Bank Nifty were there from the NSE itself, but BSE was not getting any small share in this overall derivatives trading segment. So BSE came with a kind of new idea that they will have a Sensex and BankX expiry on Fridays. It was a very good move by BSE, and we could see immediately people showing some good interest on Sensex and BankX, because Sensex being the oldest index, people still look into Sensex at least once a day. So the moment this Sensex was introduced, people came back to BSE, and we could see one of the highest volume in BSE's derivative segment in the recent past, last Friday. So today, within 2 days, NSE has revised its expiry contracts for Bank Nifty to Friday, so that they can get some, what do you say, trading share into NSE back. But it would have been better if NSE had done slightly differently. Now once again BSE may have to take some countermeasures, and my take would be like, I would say in these kind of circumstances, BSE being one of the primary indicators, we all traders would like to have some kind of participation even in BSE provided contracts. So it would be good for all the traders if BSE comes with Sensex contracts on Monday and they bring in BankX contracts on Tuesday, so that it matches with FinNifty and it competes with FinNifty. And definitely I am sure, like, BSE can have a larger share for BankX on Tuesdays compared to FinNifty. FinNifty as it is, we are struggling with volumes in futures because there is early trading happening only on Tuesdays, and very unusual spikes in the option pricing also in FinNifty. It is quite difficult to trade FinNifty, and I have been, like, fairly staying away from FinNifty expiries. But definitely if BankX comes on Tuesday, then I will be more than happy, because I know, like, BankX will be stable. It is trading at around 50,000 levels, and it is comprising of more banking stocks. So that would be a good move by BSE if they do so. So as a trader, I can only wish, and I can only hope, and I can only put these comments on records saying, we for traders, it would be good if BSE comes with Sensex on Monday expiry and BankX on Tuesday expiry, and anyway Nifty expiry will be on Thursday, and now Bank Nifty expiry will be on Friday. So this new system will come from July 14th. So watch out for the dates and read into the circular in more detail. But this is what it is. So both BSE and NSE fully acknowledge the significance of liquidity in the system, and fully acknowledge that derivatives market is one of the critical aspect for everybody's survival. Derivatives market can give us daily incomes, can be our monthly income model, can help us in creating generational wealth. Whatever money we earn through derivatives trading, we can invest in good stocks. So derivatives model is important for traders as well as investors, and we should all welcome more of derivative participation. As it is, like, there is a concern by SEBI saying, like, 89% of the traders are losing, especially the retail accounts. But that was case in any other industry also. So any other industry also will have about 5 to 10% of success rate. Most of the traders should come with proper education and proper understanding of what are all the pitfalls, proper understanding of the risk management. In fact, today we are all exposed to so much of social media and free education by Google and YouTube. Some really good ones are there. Of course there are some not so useful ones. Of course there are some people who are, like, misusing or making use of, like, innocent people's money. But those things we cannot do anything much. As a end user, we can only say, like, we have to be cautious, we have to be careful, we have to be cautious. And if you look into the right information, definitely lot of right information is already available on the social media for free of cost. There are some really good traders out there on Twitter and on YouTube and on other social media platforms who are actually doing a fantastic job for themselves, as well as giving very valuable insights to the retail traders. So if you are really serious, then definitely, like, today's environment is one of the golden environment, I would say, for the traders. The traders participation should increase, and instead of, like, traders coming in as investors, instead of retailers coming in as investors, I would always say retailers should come in as traders only. If they can come in as traders and if they can make themselves profitable, definitely sky is the limit. This can become a very thriving industry. We are a country of large population. We are a population of about 140 crores, and this population is quite young also. Average age is between 30 to 35 years. So stock market participation is very important at our early age in our lives to create wealth, and these kind of derivative models can become a full-time job for many people. If you know a little bit of risk management, if you know a little bit of psychology setups, if you know a little bit of strategies, then definitely this is a place you can make some living out of it. Of course, there is always a chance of blowout. There is always a chance of your capital becoming zero, or in many cases ending up in debit. But if you come with proper understanding, proper knowledge, with decent common sense and little bit of responsibility on yourself, yes, this is my hard-earned money, I will not purge it or squander it in the market just like that. If you come with that much of responsibility, definitely you can protect your capital and at the same time also can make a living out of stock markets. So exchanges are recognizing the importance of derivatives markets, which is good, and BSE coming with some measures to increase the participation in Bombay Stock Exchange, which is also good, and we are seeing some amount of competition being realized by NSE, and they are also are quick enough to make some corrective measures, and we need to see how all of these things pan out. And hopefully for India, this trading industry on the whole, if you see, I would say this is one of the really good times for this industry to thrive and do well in the near future at least. So make use of these opportunities, trade well, learn well, and at the same time be responsible. And if you do it well, definitely this can be your, what do you say, the biggest achievement in your life. Conquering stock market is not an easy game. Not many people are there who are there in the industry, who are there for a long time. You don't see any trader who is 20 years or 30 years in the market. I am not saying they are not there. There are plenty of traders, but for the amount of total population of traders, the number of people who are having more than 20 years of experience is maybe about less than 2%. So good times for all of us, just that we need to make some good returns. If you are liking the content on Banao Bharat channel, go ahead and subscribe to this channel and share the channel with your fellow traders. And also, if you are looking for some decent learning about the stock market, then you can contact the numbers that is being displayed for the Trading for Living programs. Have a profitable fin expiry session. Before closing, let us look into what's happening with the indexes once again. Well, Nifty, after having made a low of 18,605, currently trading at 18,630. Small pullback attempt is happening. Will it sustain? We need to wait and watch. Coming to Bank Nifty, 44,149 was the low, and now 44,241, almost 100 points pullback from the lows. Will there be any new levels formed? We need to wait and watch. Fin Nifty, not much of a pullback happening. Made a low of 19,480, currently near to the low 19,492. So that is with respect to the